Hi, we are here interviewing this wonderful young man for the American Airgunner Challenge. So, will you tell me your name, age, and where you're from?
My name is Joseph Snyder. I'm 22 years old and I'm from Alfred Station, New York.
He's a young one. All right, so how long have you been shooting?
Well, I started shooting when I was pretty young, somewhere around 6 to 8. My brothers had a break barrel pellet rifle and a pump up BB gun, and they would let me practice with them a little bit when they were reciting in every so often. Um, and then I got into shooting much more so around 13. They let me take over using the pellet rifle to help maintain lower pest levels here on the farm. And then about 15 years old, I really had taken quite an interest in shooting, but I couldn't really get into the firearm side of things. Ammunition was unavailable, expensive, and legalities. So started looking more into air rifles. Wasn't really happy with the accuracy I was getting from that break barrel. So looked into PCPs on the forums, got really involved on there, and decided to buy one back in the beginning of 2016 when I with my brother. We bought a 22 caliber Discovery and have been hooked ever since.
Awesome. And do you want to tell them where we are right now?
Sure. So right now we are actually in a corner of the Discos R Us Airgun store. We're a small custom shop. We primarily do aftermarket parts. We do repairs. We're a certified repair center and warranty center, as well as we do like custom stock inletting, like this stock behind us over here. Custom builds, putting together different rifles for people, as well as a little bit of retail.
And so, when did you gain this store?
I got this store back when I turned 17 years old, right at the end of 2016. Norm, who originally started Discos RS, was looking to retire. The business had gotten more than he wanted to handle, and he was going into retirement. And he put that out there on the forums, and I was like, hey, that's a really cool. I was still in high school, and I love this hobby, had a real passion for it. So I decided to get a hold of him and just find out what it took to run an airgun business. Is that something I could do in the future? And so through messaging him, he was very kind and gracious to answer about 30 pages of questions. I have the emails. I'd printed them off at one point. I believe it was about 35 pages worth of conversation. And went through, answered all my questions. I was just coming at it to try and find out more information about it. But at the end of it, realized that, hey, if this is something that I really want to go for, I could take it over in high school and work it through college. So talked it over with him and was able to actually take over the airgun store. And so now I run it part-time. I'm the sole proprietor. And yeah, I work full-time as a CNC machinist in aerospace and do this on the side.
Very cool. And so, what is your favorite airgun?
Ooh, so that's tricky. I have favorites for different uses, right? For target shooting, I have an Anschutz that is all set up for my field target rig. For just fun gunning, I have a Benjamin Fortitude that I've set up all custom. Pretty much the original is just the air tube and breech and barrel. And then for pesting, up above me, you can see the Marauder pistol that we've customed up there. But I think overall, just my favorite gun to grab and go, which is actually being transitioned right now, is edit that part out. A BSA Scorpion. This one's in 177 caliber and is 12 foot-pounds. And I got this early on. As you can see, it's got a custom shroud. I've put a humor regulator in it, and recently just added the walnut stock. It was originally synthetic, which is why the scope is off right now. And this gun has just been an absolute joy to shoot. I used it early on in competition, as well as for pesting. It's now been tuned down to the 12 foot-pounds for the competition. So it's also a great pesting gun. It's very accurate, and it's the quietest gun I've ever shot. So
Great. And what is the farthest that you've ever shot with an airgun?
farthest I've ever shot with witnesses was actually with that gun while it was tuned to 12 foot-pounds at 200 yards at a firearm range. We were doing a demo for a bunch of the firearm guys there with PCPs, showing them what they could do, and they had a gong set out at 200 yards, so we decided to see if we could get it, and maxed out our elevation holdover and went all the way down in the middles and was able to get 7 out of 10 hits at 200 yards on, I believe, a 14-inch gong. And it was pretty hilarious to do. Everyone had to take out their ear pro, and there was quite a delay before impact, but it was a lot of fun. And then on camera would be 117 yards with a Hatson BT65 and 25 caliber.
Great. And what makes you a good contestant for American Airgunner Challenge?
So growing up actively in the shooting sports, both firearms and air guns, as well as on the family farm with 7 siblings, I have a very diverse range of experience. Add on top of that, from the machining background, learning how they're manufactured, with the business, learning how to work on them, how to make custom ones, just how they tick, and then getting to compete for the last 6 years has given me a really wide range of knowledge on them and experience shooting them in different competitions, different forms, as well as just I'm young and I'm competitive, very competitive. So I really enjoy getting out to compete, and I'd really like to show other young people that there's an avenue for them if they like the shooting sports. When I was young, there wasn't much publication of young shooters. I didn't know of any young shooters in my area. None of my friends were into it. Only a few of their parents even shot. It wasn't a common or accepted thing for young people to be in the shooting sports. Once I started competing, I found other young shooters, and it's a really welcoming community. I had a lot of old people take me under their wing. Old people, they're not anywhere from their 30s to even all the way up to their 70s and 80s will come out and shoot. And it's just awesome. You'll get to make friends with them. They have so much information they're happy to share. They'll help you with all their tips and tricks that they can. They really try and pair you up when you come out to these competitions with the most experienced shooters there. So it's an awesome chance to get out and meet people that you might never have thought you'd get a chance to meet. I've personally got to shoot with a 5-time world champion, as well as Rossi Morielli from the American Airgunner, and other really big names in the airgun industry through those competitions where they really try and pair up new shooters with experienced ones. So it's an awesome opportunity to get out, learn, make new friends, as well as really get to learn a lot of different skill sets.
But you still want to beat them all.
At the end of the day, yes.
He's coming for you. Anything else?
No, just thanks to American Airgunner for putting this out there for the shooters, and hopefully I'll get to see you soon.
Hi, we're here interviewing for the American Airgunner. Okay. Tyler who? I said 4! Hi, today I am interviewing this wonderful young man, who also happens to be my fiance, for the American Airgunner Challenge. And yeah, welcome to the gun room. Can you tell me your name, age, and where you're from?
My name is Joseph Snyder. I'm 22 years old, and I'm from Alfred Station, New York.
Thank you. And I lost my notes, so hold on a second.
Why are we recording right now? Okay.
Okay. Hi, we are here today interviewing this wonderful young man for the American Airgunner Challenge. Can you tell me your name, age?